I don't know if you heard the song already, Meek Mill featuring Friday. Proud
Yeah.
of Me, and speculations are already out that everybody's saying this is verse of the year.
Yo, he really spazzed on that. Like, I'm really proud of Meek Mill. He rapped like that verse was going to free him of all the Diddy jokes.
Yeah.
You know, like he really like showed us the street side of him of why we love Meek Mill, right?
Yeah.
He really came correct on that one. And Friday is the new Jaheim, if you guys remember Jaheim from back in the day.
Yeah.
Friday's voice is always impeccable. I remember him on God Did.
Yeah.
And I was like, whose voice is this? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been a fan of Friday since then. And that other joint that he also had of Won't You Stay With Me?
Yeah.
So he's like this really soulful R&B artist. And I think this is off his new album.
Yeah.
Which I'm really looking forward into diving into. But anyway, I see Meek Mill, I always click. So
yeah.
I think Meek Mill, verse of the year, maybe. The year is still like going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he spent 11 hours in the booth. And he said that took him back to the writer's block. He even never shot videos in the hood anymore, but he had to go back.
Yeah, the dream chasers. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes as an artist, when you're looking for inspiration,
Yeah.
you go back to the places where you first found it.
Yeah.
Where you strip yourself of all, I am GNL, I am this, you first go back to Kawempe. First try testing a commando to see what it tastes like again, you know, when it's been a minute.
Yeah.
You know, that sparks something in you, like even just listening to conversations from people from my hometown, right? Kind of like reconnects me back to the land.
Yeah.
And every time I'm looking for inspiration, I always go back to Kawempe in my mind, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you
So for him, I think Philadelphia is that spot, chilling with dream chasers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it showed in the verse. If he spent 11 hours, it really showed in the lyrics, yeah. He was spitting his heart out.
Yeah, Friday said he was on tour when his dad passed, and the mom called him, and that's the only way. He asked the mom, let me see.
Yeah.
Like, and he saw his dad's breathless body while he was on tour. You know, as a dad, what does that, like, when you see such incidences, what comes to your mind?
Knock on wood, my G.
Yeah.
But the verse, I think, and the song talks about something which black people rarely talk about, which is fatherhood.
Yeah.
And I saw a statistic which made me really happy, that more black men spend time with their families, right?
Yeah.
Or with their children.
Yeah.
Now, yet the racist narrative has always been that black fathers are absent, right?
Yeah.
But black men are more likely to spend time with their children and with their families more than any other race.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, and I mean quality time.
Yeah.
So which is like something which we should be very proud of.
Yeah.
A bond between a father and a son, or between a father and a daughter, is irreplaceable. Like we always talk about, or the women do the whole 9, they do like the whole 100, right?
Yeah.
And the role of a father is rarely highlighted.
Yeah.
But in terms of building character, right? And which these verses are talking about men missing their fathers, right? And dealing with loss. You get me? It's a topic which you rarely hear about in hip hop, which means the tide is changing from Tupac's "I Love You, Mama, My Dad Wasn't Around" to Jay-Z, "I Didn't Smile When My Dad Died. I Pretended Like I Was Sad, But I Forgive You." You know, like right now the narrative is changing to men and boys, you know, like who have always lived without fathers, or who have lived with their fathers to be proud of that. Like I remember when Eminem was battling, who was his nemesis? The guy who's Captain America now, who is in the Avengers, who was the actor. But one of Clarence, he called him Clarence, right? He said, Clarence lives with both parents and they had a very good marriage. Why should one be ashamed of your parents being in a very good marriage? Like I never got that part as an African. You get me? Like that's something you should applaud. Like someone grew up in in a family that loved him, sent him to a private school. So I don't know why it made sense then that it was a point in a rap battle to ashame somebody. You could have street credit coming from like you can be a stand-up dude with street cred. Yeah. So I like that Meek Mill was addressing that and Friday was addressing that. And as a father, I think I've been so hands-on with my boy that nowadays if something is not adding on to me or my legacy, I cancel appointments just to spend more time with somebody whose vocabulary is about 20 words.
That it kicks us into the Khali Cartel 5. I don't know if you.
I saw it. I saw it.
As well, and of course this time a Ugandan featured, and that's Ruyonga. And you know, everywhere they've been saying, you know, who is this guy? Where is he from? And all that. And what's your take on the cipher?
I think I liked that the Ugandan represented on that. It shows more East African growth and more artists, you know, like crossing over. I think, why is it the first time that this is like really happening in terms of ciphers? But shout outs to Calligraph for putting that together, like from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Ruyonga represented and owned this space. I was also happy to see Abbas Kubav. If I grew up on Nairobi, which was the album that he did with Abbas. Abbas Kubav was with his partner Bamboo. And they had a group called K South, which the album was called Nairobi. That's what I grew up on. That's what made me love East African rap, basically. You know, like so it was nice to see Doobie's back and spitting some fire. It's always great when you have people that challenge your pen. And I think all of them it was iron sharpening iron. Yeah.